influenced you most in life and why?
It would be my father. I lost him in 2003. He died the day after he found out he was having a grandson. And what I've learned from him is that work ethic. My father, they talk about broke his back, he literally broke his back. He was working, fell off scaffolding, and broke his back. He still went to work. He's still that. No matter what it is, you have to go out there and work and take care of your family. He let me know that you have to put God first. And when you put God first, and then it's God, family, and yourself. And if you do that and you keep your priorities, that you will always prosper. And that the man is supposed to work and take care of his family. And I know things have changed in our society, but you have to be a strong leader in your home as a man, especially when you have boys, because they need to learn how to become a man. And he taught me how to be a man. And then as he treated my sister, I've learned, especially with my daughters. I mean, if you would look at I have 2 biological children, but I actually have 13 kids, or 13 children that are either in my home or adults and out of the home. And I've always taught them what he taught me. Until you find a gentleman that can treat you and take care of you like he does as a father, you're not ready. And that has taught me to take care of my family. And if I have to scrub a floor with a toothbrush, that's what you have to do to make sure that your family is taken care of. And that's influenced me, and that's given me a work ethic. I mean, I'll pull 16, 17, 24-hour days. I remember one time he did get on me. I worked 56 hours straight. I was working 3 jobs at that time. And he says, sometimes you do have to slow down. Smell the roses before someone is planting you because you didn't slow down. Just do what you had to do. But he instilled that work ethic and that service before self in me, and that I will take with me, and I'm teaching my children. And that's been my greatest influence, because without him I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I'm a 39-year-old man, 38. I'm turning 38 this week. I've been married to my wife Amber, going on 19 years. God has blessed us with 2 biological children, and close to 60 children that we have fostered and have had guardianship over in the past 18 years. I went to Liberty University, studied psychology. I've been a pastor on and off for the past 12 years for over 4 congregations. I'm currently on the city council. I'm a former member of the Adelanto school board, former member of the Michigan State Head Start program, which is a federal program, but I've was the chairman of the board for the Muskegon Oceana County's Head Start board. My top 3 priorities is, number 1, we got to bring our city together. Too long it's been separated by what we call the old Adelanto and the new Adelanto. That needs to stop. We need to bring our city together. By bringing our city together, we can stop a lot of the stigma that we have within our city. We need to become fiscally sound. The problem that we've had in our city with being fiscally sound is we have no business. We have not been trying to really work towards getting them. We've been worried more about building prisons, building halfway houses, instead of doing things to bring in stores and manufacturing, things that can be done to actually give jobs and give hope to our people in the city. And the third is just our public safety. We have 3 police officers at any given time on duty in the city of Adelanto. And when you're looking at over 50 square miles, 4 police officers, 3 police officers, 5 police officers, 6. That's not enough for people to feel safe, and we got to do something to help the public feel safe. And I'm not just a guy with an idea. I'm a person that's ready to go in there and actually hit the ground running and make it happen. You know, the problem in our city is we have a stigma, number one, of having a high crime rate, which is balanced. It's balanced with everything that's going around in the high desert. The problem is it's because we're such a small city, people just assume that it's all happening in Adelanto, which is not true. But our biggest problem is that we have a lot of investors that have bought property, can care less about what's going on in our city. They can care less if we're moving drug dealers in, gangbangers, thugs, deviants. They don't care who they move in as long as they pay that rent every month. And that's been our biggest problem, because people are moving in, they don't care, they don't have that sense of home. And so, hey, you evict me, there'll be another investor that'll let me move in. As long as I pay my rent, they don't care. And you have people that are there, they want to have their family there, because Adelanto is a great place to live if you get past the mess that is moving into our town. And the biggest problem is because we don't have the policing. People don't feel safe, and because of that, we're on the downturn. Until we fix that, Adelanto will always be on the downturn.
There's been some recent crime statistics that talked about homicide, rape, robbery, assaults, burglary, larceny, and motor vehicle thefts have increased in Adelanto by 4% in 2013. At the same time, it reports that Part 2 crimes such as petty theft, vandalism, and has decreased by 9% in 2013. What do you think about that?
Well, the truth of the matter is it hasn't decreased. It's going unreported. I have renters today that call me right now and say my house has been robbed. And I ask them, did you call the police? The police are not going to do anything, so they don't report it. The problem is people have become disheartened with the police and the services that they receive in our city, that they don't even call. I get robbed, we'll take care of it ourselves. We always tell them community policing, get your neighborhood watch program together. But you know what? What's happening is the neighborhood watch, and they're watching other people's houses getting broken into. It's always not in my backyard situation that we're dealing with. You know, the problem we're having is our community has lost hope. And so therefore they're not reporting it because the police are not going to do anything. When you get a call that my house has been broke into and it's 3 to 4 hours before you see a police officer, why am I calling?
You're not blaming the police officers, are you? Or you're blaming the sheer number of police officers that you end up having because you only have 3?
I blame it on the sheer number of officers. They're overwhelmed with work. When you have over 50 square miles that you have to patrol, not including county areas as well as El Mirage, you are going to be out of work. There's too much for you to do. The joke has always been shoot in old Adelanto, or the upper part of Adelanto, and then rob the newer part of Adelanto blind. And that's because we're understaffed. We do not have enough officers. They're overworked. When I say 3 officers for that whole big part of land that we have there, there's no way that they can police and make the area feel safe. And that's because we have budgetary issues that are not allowing us to get the police officers that we need, and that has to change. So others have run on the platform of fixing Parks and Rec. And what they've done is gotten rid of Parks and Rec. Our kids have nothing to do. We have no Boys and Girls Club. We have no after-school programming for these children. We have nothing for them to do but to run the streets, become the next wave of criminals. We've given up hope on our children. I'm one of those kids growing up. I was an active part of Parks and Rec, and that's kept me where I'm at today, where children have something to do to keep them out of trouble. And what we have is kids that are just out on the street, throwing rocks, running up and down the street. And they have nothing to do. They have no parks to go to. The parks that we do have are not well maintained. Granted, People are stealing copper and things out of the parks, but then we don't have the money to repair and fix those things. Something has to be done, and what has to be done is we have to allocate funds to Parks and Rec to fix the problem and actually give them hope. We have no one working in our Parks and Rec department because there really isn't a Parks and Rec department. We have people that are working in our street department that goes in and clean the park, but other than that, there's nothing else going on. And that has to change. It really has to change. The fundamentals of, leave it on the schools to do. Well, the schools is doing what they can with what they have. But the city is doing nothing when it comes to our children. Absolutely nothing. We just now lowered the rates that you use for the nonprofits to use the parks for our kids' sports programs. But even in that, we've made it too hard for them to even get that distinction. When you look at most of the people that use our parks come from other cities because, hey, we can just show up to Adelanto. They don't have nobody watching. We can just show up and use the parks. But hey, if you live in Adelanto and you want to be a part of our team, you got to pay $180, $200. These kids don't have it. We need to do something. I reminded the former person that ran our parks department, Zach, ran a program for flag football. My son was absolutely scared to play football. And just the encouragement that he received from Zach. And now my son plays football every year. He's out there. He's active. He's doing things because Zach gave him hope of a kid that didn't know how to play, couldn't catch, couldn't run, was very the coordination was just off. But Zach gave him that hope. And that's the kind of things that our children need, is hope. You may not be the next Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan, but you know what? If they have hope of something that they can do and they can equate that into the classroom, okay, if my grades are good, I can go out and play and do this and give them that hope. So even if they don't become the next Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, but you know what? They can be that next lawyer, that next attorney, not that next inmate. And that's what's important. You know what? It's public service, not public servitude. The public don't owe us anything. We owe everything to you. And that's what needs to change. I'm tired of people getting elected and making sure their friends have jobs and not making sure that the job itself is getting done. I want to open up our government, open up town hall meetings. Hey, what's going on? I have no problem in getting out there and going door to door. I founded a group in 2010 called Friends for a Better Adelanto. People that get together and just speak about, hey, what are the problems in our town? And with becoming the mayor, then I can open up that door and say, hey, you know what? We're all our friends for a better Adelanto. Let's come together. Let's have a round table. Let's hear what you have to say. We shouldn't have to wait until we're raising water rates, raising taxes, trying to build a bond for people to show up. But if we bring government to them and say, you know what? Instead of you coming to City Hall, I'm coming to your neighborhood. I'm going to be at such and such house, or I'm going to be at such and such school at this time. Come speak to me. If you see, and that's the difference. I shop in Adelanto. I do all my grocery shopping in the city of Adelanto. And my wife jokes with me. She says, well, I can't send you just for milk. Or if I do, I have to get the milk and we go in separate cars because you're not going to leave. You're going to talk to the public. And that's what needs to happen. We have to answer our phone calls. On my card is a number to me. You speak directly to me. You call me, I talk to you. I answer my emails because I want you to understand that I'm here to serve you. And that's the problem we've had in our city. We have people that get elected, they sit there, they're the bobblehead, everybody's saying yes, waiting for somebody else to have an idea and then harp on that idea. What needs to happen is we need to have our ideas come to you. You listen to what we have to say, we listen to what you have to say, we collaborate together to make our city better. But right now, what we have is you show up after the fact because to me, it's like we're hiding what's going on. But I want to open up government, bring it to you and say, hey, this is the idea. What do you think? Give me your feedback, or if you have an idea, bring it to me. But I want to do it 3 times a month. 3 times. We only have city council meetings twice a month, but I'm talking 3 times a month. We go out into the community, whether it's one area. So we hit 3 different areas every month and say, okay, what is your idea? What can we do to fix what's going on? What can we do to make things better for you? And if you have an idea, call me. Let me know. I will pick up the phone. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, call me. I don't care. I want to hear, because I'm here to serve you. And that's what we need to do with our government. If we open that up, that brings our city together. And then we can drop this Northern Adelanto, Southern Adelanto, New Adelanto, Old Adelanto. We are the city of Adelanto. And when we come together as one voice, we can change everything that goes on in our time. If we have one voice, we'll let the criminals know, you're not coming into the city of Adelanto. We have one voice. You're not just going to drop off your trash and throw it in our neighborhoods. If we have one voice will conquer all the problems that we have in our town. But until we come together by opening up our government, things won't change. And that's what I want to do. I want to open up our government and bring government to you so that you have an actual voice, not just 5 bobbleheads sitting up there saying, yes, no, I don't know, I don't know. If I don't know, we're going to fix it and we're going to find a way to do it. You know what? City of Adelanto was the first one to say no synthetic drugs and start shutting down marijuana plants. Not marijuana plants, the co-ops. The problem is people see that Adelanto has a financial problem, and they're saying, well, we'll bring in the marijuana and it'll help you with your economy. We've had people meet with us and say, hey, we'll pay the fine. Just let us come in. Don't change your law, we'll pay the fine. And we have people that are really thinking, you know what, maybe that's okay because the city needs the money. But we have to look at what's important for our children. Marijuana is a gateway drug, no matter what you say about it. Marijuana is a gateway drug. People can say it's medication. People can say whatever they want about it. But I have a problem with you saying it's okay one day and it's not the next day. It has been a problem with the federal government. Even though the state of California say if it's medical, you can use it. Federal government says no. I say no. Because what are we going to end up with our children out here? We already have problems with gangs. They fight over drug sales. So we start as a pot seller. Then you go to crack cocaine, heroin, and everything else. What are we teaching our kids? Okay, smoke marijuana. What's next? Okay, smoke crack. Okay, we got to stop it someplace. And we have to just draw our line in the sand and say, this is it. I'm tired. We're not going to go any further than this. We have to stop it now. You can throw as much money as you want at me when it comes to marijuana. I'm not changing. It is a drug. It needs not to be in our city. And if you want it, go somewhere else. We don't want it here. We want our children to be safe. Not having somebody high on marijuana, not having somebody drunk driving up and down the street. We just had someone die in our city yesterday. Someone drunk hit a motorcycle. A family is devastated because, hey, it's legal to drink. It's legal to smoke. But it's not legal to get out there and drive on it. So you're telling us, okay, it's legal to do it, so go out there and do it. And when it destroys somebody else's family, then you just hear say, well, it's a gateway drug. No, it destroys families. And that is not good at all.
Why are you the best candidate for mayor?
Because I am a leader with a vision. This city needs a vision. And I am going to work with the public. I am going to work with you and say, you know what? I'm here for you. I can care less if I receive a dime. I don't ask anybody for money to help me with my campaigns. I get out there and I do it because I want to help our community be the best community it can. I'm tired of hearing our town being called Adelanto. It's Adelanto. Unlimited possibilities. And with me, we'll have unlimited opportunities because I'm going to bring in businesses. I am going to bring a new system to our schools and help our schools because I've been there and I know what we need. We're going to bring our community together, and I am here to bridge that gap between education, our city, our law enforcement, our fire department, and our citizenry. And together with my leadership, with a vision, we are going to turn Adelanto into the best little town in the high desert. Not only just in the high desert, we're going to be the best town west of the Mississippi. I want our community to understand that we can be great together. I'm out there to help you, not to become a senator or even the president of the United States. I'm here in the city of Adelanto to help you in any way that I can. If you want to contact me, you want to speak to me, there's several ways you can do that. You can go to my website, writefораdelanto.com. You can reach me at friendsforabetteраdelanto@gmail.com, or you can just catch me on the street. No question is a dumb question. No question will not go unanswered. I am here for you, and hopefully together we can make Adelanto the jewel of the high desert.